Today I'm going to be planting some bare root strawberries in a black tower, not this particular one. This one's already being used for a test. I'm going to be replacing this tower garden with the black tower cylinders there. And I will be planting the bare root strawberries, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. There's some good tips that I've learned, and this will be a test because I've never done strawberries in the black tower. And I know that from reading ChatGPT, strawberries do not like light on their roots. And the problem with the tower garden is it lets in light. So light is going to be hitting your strawberry roots. Not good, not to mention the algae that happens in the tower garden. Lots of algae in there. We're going to see. We're going to open this tower up and see how much algae is in there in a second. But strawberries don't like that. And to be honest, I've never had great success with strawberries. I've had some strawberry plants that produce strawberries, but I've had a lot die. And I think I understand why now that I understand more about algae. Algae sucks up oxygen and does other bad things that hurt your plants, and strawberries are particularly sensitive to oxygen deprivation, and they don't like light on the roots, as I said. So we're going to see from this test if this works better for strawberries. So let's first take out this tower, and I'm going to salvage some of these plants. Some I'm going to throw away, but some I'm going to salvage because they're still fine, like this green onion, still fine. I can hopefully put that in this brown tower that has a lot of empty spaces. And this is live. This isn't, live as far as I haven't checked this tower yet. This tower is about a year old, or a year or so old. This doesn't look that bad. Looks like it could be dirt. I expected more algae than that. I watched this lady do a strawberry video once, and she seemed like she knew what she was talking about. She said that she did a lot of trial and error and got the perfect settings for her tower, and she used that particular timer because she said that the best timing for strawberries is not the tower garden's timing of 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. It was more of 1 minute on, 8 minutes off. And I don't know how she knew that. Trial and error, as I said, probably. But she said that she was even debating whether it was 7 minutes off or 8 minutes off. So she had fine-tuned it to that degree. So it seemed like she knew what she was talking about. Jeez, look at all that algae. How can a plant live in that? Well, it obviously is. And honestly, you look in my black tower, there's no algae in this tower. There's none because water doesn't, and that's a little bit there, but just being honest, no, it's not. I mean, because water can sneak, the light can sneak in the side, I guess, but I'm not seeing any algae. I haven't seen any algae in any of these. I see a little bit right there, I think. Maybe that's algae, or maybe that's just dirt. I think it looks a little green there. That's okay, light's getting in a little. It's really not much at all, if anything. It's really great. This tower's been going about 2 months, and it's got like nothing. That's what ChatGPT said. It said you're not going to get any algae on those towers because there's no light getting in. Black blocks all light, so that's why you don't get it. And a lot of people know this already. But I just found this out recently, like 3 months ago, when I was making these tower parts, 3D printed tower parts. Green onion's still good. I can keep this. Oh, green onion. Let's just put those in right now, just so I don't leave them out too long. See how easy it is to put them in? Because I don't have a lip. I have a complete circle here, so it just drops right in. Drops right in. Yep, good. Now you're gonna have this is the brown tower that is, ChatGPT said it's almost as good as black, and I'm just testing the brown tower to see how it performs as far as algae goes. So I need to put in some more plants so it'll give me a good test. Does this prevent algae? How much? ChatGPT said A tier. As far as preventing light, preventing algae, it estimated A tier to B plus tier. That was the estimate they gave me. So that's why I want to do the test to see. Anyway, so that's that. This is sage. The root's all brown. It can't be what it's supposed to look like. But this celery You can see it's so huge. Celery is deceiving because when it starts, it looks pretty tiny. And then it gets so big, especially at the base. And this is one reason. I'm going to make a cylinder that has bigger basket holes to accommodate celery and some other things. Tomato really should have a bigger basket hole, and other plants. If you look on ChatGPT asking it how big of a basket hole should certain plants have, it differs depending on the plant. Some squashes need a really big basket hole. Celery needs a very big basket hole. Tomatoes need a basket hole that's bigger than this. This is about, I think 60 millimeter. And I was saying celery needs like a 90 or probably even 100. So much bigger. Got all the celery out. That was a lot of celery. And the reason I'm getting rid of it is producing a lot of celery, but we just didn't like it. We tried a celery variety. It was kind of spicy and grainy. Didn't like it, so don't want it anymore. Got that sage in this other tower. But I got this black tower going, so let me just continue. Okay, got the tower up. So let me show how to do the strawberries. Got my rock wool, got my baskets. I'm going to show you what to do with that in a second. Got the strawberries. These are Sweet Charlie strawberries. These are soaking in there. You're supposed to soak them for half an hour to 2 hours before planting, just to wake them up a little bit. And they've been soaking for about half an hour. The baskets, I already have some of them cut out. The bottom should be cut out because you need space for the roots to go down. You're not going to be able to thread the roots through these tiny basket holes on the bottom. So you need the baskets cut out. I already have a bunch cut out because I've done strawberries before. So let me grab one. These I got from Amazon. Separate it. We got 3 there. 1, 2, 3 in that little bunch. Okay, so I'm going to take this particular rock wool because it is resistant to algae. And I'm going to break it in half. This ball right there should always be over the rock wool. That's one important tip. You don't want this part here being in the rock wool. You want that to be over the surface. I had to use 2 of these rock wools, these small rock wools. These are bigger ones, but those aren't algae proof. These are said to be algae proof, and I still haven't tested that, but I have it on reliable authority that those are algae proof, which is what I want. So I used 2 of them. I opened it up, both of them up, and then sandwiched the strawberry in between. I kept the little ball, the stem at the bottom, right above the roots, above the rock wool, and I just threaded the root through. The thing that's going to keep it there and falling through is there's too much rock wool. It's all wedged in there. And the bigger it gets, the more wedged it'll be. But the rock wool is soft, so it's not going to be like constricting it. You can do rubber bands. Some people do a rubber band around the rock wool. I don't want that because I don't want to constrict it. I want it to be free, so I prefer to wedge it. So that's another one. I just threaded it through the bottom. This isn't perfect, looking, but it's got the basics that you want. You want it wedged in there. You want the roots coming through the bottom. You want the ball above the rock wool. Good. Let me just show you one more, and then I'll do the rest off camera, and then I'll show you the timer. I got that one done. Another thing you want to think about is you want the rock wool to be sitting all the way towards the bottom, because then if it's sitting like in the halfway up the cup, the basket, it's more likely that water will miss it. You want water hitting that rock wool. See, I have a little bit, that should be lower. So let me push it down. And that's good. The roots may be slightly exposed, which I don't want, but soon enough, leaves will grow and cover the root, and the light won't be hitting. It's only a minimal amount of roots. I can see a little bit showing, but I don't want that ball to be under the rock wool, in the rock wool. That's why I'm going to err on the side of showing more roots. So let me just plant them all off camera and I'll show you what I did. I got the Sweet Charlies in there. Everything appears to be fine. We'll see how that goes. And I need to put these plugs in to cover these holes. This will cover the hole and prevent light from going directly in. Light will still go in here, which isn't good, but no plants right there, so hopefully the strawberries won't be negatively affected too much. So I got my 4 plugs in there. That's the most I can do. There's nothing else I can do to block light in the bottom chamber, but again, it may not matter that much because there's no plants. I don't think I'm going to do anything else for this tower right now. I put in the nutrients, about half a dose, half the normal dose of nutrients, because they're new, and ChatGPT said, you know, give them a lighter dose, half a dose, it said. So I said, okay, fine, makes sense. But now I am going to put on the timer. This is pretty cool. It's not that hard to operate. You may have to look up a tutorial or something, or ask ChatGPT. That's what I did, and it told me 1 is on. I'm not going to show you, but if you press, now 4 is off. If you saw that, that was perfect timing, actually. 4 off. 1 on, 4 off. And that's the timer for strawberries to start. ChatGPT said it's got some transplant shock. You're going to want to water it a little bit more. It said 1 out of 3 or to 1 out of 5 is what it recommended. So I said, okay, 1 out of 4. And it said when they get established, maybe in a few days, turn it back to 1 out of every 8. And by the way, I'm just going based on what this lady I saw say on YouTube, and I couldn't find the video. I watched that a few years ago, and she seemed like she knew what she was talking about. She seemed like she had some success and a lot of trial and error, and she narrowed it down to 1 out of every 8 or 1 out of every 7. She even got it that precise to say she wasn't sure if it was best 1 out of 7 or 1 out of 8. That's how far she had narrowed it down. So God bless her. If you find that video, share it in the comments, please. But 1 out of 8, 1 out of 7, we'll figure it out. Summer's coming up, so I may just go to 1 out of 7 because it'll be a little bit hotter. Strawberries don't like as much water as other plants. So 15 on, 15 off may not be the best schedule for it, like the normal Tower Garden setting is on their timer. They only have 2 settings on their timer, either 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off, which is the O. That's not a 0, that's an O for outdoor. Or the I, it's not a 1, it's a I for indoor. It's 15 minutes on, 45 minutes off. But strawberry like less water than that, apparently, according to this lady. And again, they're not going to get any light in the roots, which I love. I want to try that out. No algae either to take the oxygen because they're oxygen sensitive. This is Sweet Charlie. I will document the progress here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.